Hello, friends! Welcome back to Health Highlights, where I spend the time learning about all things health and bring you the highlights. Let me tell you about my 36-hour fasting experience. I knew fasting had a bunch of benefits and have been doing 16 to 17-hour fast 3 days a week to help get these benefits. I hadn't considered doing a prolonged fast until I made my Why Fast video and reviewed all of the prolonged fasting benefits. It made me want to try a 24 or 36-hour fast. I had tried to do a 24 to 36-hour fast in my 20s. I did it once a week for 4 weeks and felt terrible every time, so I never wanted to do it again. I have learned a lot since then, like the importance of metabolic flexibility, where your body can go back and forth between using glucose for fuel or fat for fuel, depending on what is available. Most people eat processed foods all day long, which causes their bodies to stop using fat as fuel when that is the only available fuel source. It is so used to glucose always being around that it gets used to this and only looks for it as fuel. That is why I had so much trouble when I tried prolonged fasting in my 20s. I was eating processed food all day and my body wouldn't switch to burning fat for fuel. When my blood sugar crashed, I felt terrible. No energy, crabby, tired. But I thought now, my body was hopefully used to burning fat for fuel since I do the intermittent fasting, and it might be bearable now to do a prolonged fast. Even though I was aware of this science, I was still nervous the night before, wondering how it was going to go. I picked a day that I knew I was going to be busy, that I knew I wouldn't be around food a lot, and that I wouldn't be working, so if I felt like I needed to eat, I could. I decided to stop eating after dinner at 7 p.m., go all day the next day, and eat again at 7 a.m. the following day. That night, my dinner was bigger than usual, I think because I was nervous about how it was going to go and wanted to eat extra to help carry me through. This thinking is flawed and should be unnecessary if my body is indeed metabolically flexible. After dinner, I was then nervous that I stretched my stomach out and would be even hungrier the next day because of it. Too late, I accepted the somewhat unconscious decision I made and went to sleep. When I woke up, I felt pretty good and expected the morning would go well since I was used to going all morning without eating. I Googled if I could take supplements and not disrupt my fast. I decided to only take the ones that have no calories and don't need to be taken with food to be absorbed. At this point, I wasn't really hungry. I knew I would get a little hungry, but will have hot black coffee and non-sweetened hot tea when I did get hungry, and that would help the hunger dissipate. I knew I didn't have any decaf coffee or tea, so I had the plan to drink hot salt water to help with the hunger when it arose in the afternoon. For some reason, the hot or warm drinks helped the hunger go away. I also knew that I would be drinking a lot of water throughout the day to help put weight in my stomach to also help with the hunger pangs. I had 48 ounces of water by 8:30 a.m. At 8:45, I had hot black coffee. At 10 a.m., I had my first hunger pangs. I got busy, and they passed a few minutes later. I had another hot black coffee at 10:45. I feel like the caffeine from the coffee hits me more on the empty stomach. I had a sauna appointment at 11:45 that day. At 11 o'clock, I had hunger pangs that lasted more than 15 minutes. I wasn't drinking water, though, because I didn't want to have to use the restroom during my sauna session. It was timed. During the sauna, I wasn't hungry at all. This surprised me a bit. At 1 o'clock, I was hungry, but it passed after 15 minutes or so, probably because I was drinking water again. At 2 o'clock, I had my first warm saltwater drink because I didn't want any more caffeine. It was great. It made me feel like I had eaten soup and helped warm me up. I definitely noticed feeling colder than usual when fasting, even with the 16, 17-hour fast that I do. Overall, I was feeling good so far. I had good energy. I didn't feel worn out or crabby or anything. I was surprised at how much I was thinking about food. It popped in my head a lot, like ideas of what to eat when I got home or what I would eat for dinner. I would have to remind myself that I was fasting and I wouldn't be eating until the next morning. I also noticed how much my YouTube video preference is about food. I would get notifications of videos that I would watch that discussed food. One even took me to a place to eat a healthy burger that looked so good. I learned to monitor these videos I was watching because watching the food videos definitely made me hungry. At 2:30, I noticed the skin on my face looked good. Was this from the sauna or fasting? Probably both. Until bedtime, I drank several warm saltwater drinks. It was a huge crutch that really helped get me through until bedtime. I do go to bed early, but I also get up early. I was in bed at 8 p.m. and woke up at 5 a.m. the next day. When I woke up, I felt great. I was surprised at the energy I had and that I wasn't hungry. I did my usual 30-minute kettlebell HIIT workout and had no trouble. I was shocked. I had prepared myself for the possibility that I wouldn't be able to complete a regular workout. I got through it with no issues. I still wasn't hungry. I wasn't able to eat at 7 a.m., which was the 36-hour mark, but made myself eat when I could at 7:55 a.m. since I worked out. I wasn't hungry when I ate and wondered how much longer I could have gone. I think I could have gone until noon for sure, but what about 7 p.m.? Could I have done a 48-hour fast? I am interested in trying it, but want to at least do a 36-hour fast again first. Maybe when I do it, I will plan it on a non-workout day, so if I want to test how long I can go, I will. I broke my fast with my usual breakfast of coffee, turmeric, pepper, collagen protein powder, and MCT oil. I don't usually have carbs in the morning anyway, but I know from my video Fasting Hacks that you don't want to break your fast with carbs or you'll be hungrier earlier. I wasn't even starving a few hours later when I ate lunch. The interesting thing is that I felt less hungry than I usually felt that day and for several days after. I appreciated food more and was able to cut back on the amount of nuts I eat for snacks. I had been wanting to eat about half the amount of nuts I usually packed for work, but was afraid I wouldn't have enough and would still be hungry. My fast showed me it was no problem going without eating. My body did great, so it can do great with less nuts. I was right. I was satisfied with less nuts the next day at work. Overall, my 36-hour fast was a positive experience, and I felt proud of myself and accomplished when it was done. I lost 4 pounds and my stomach was flatter too. I'm definitely going to do it again. I know some people do it once a week for longevity, but that seems like too much to me. I will probably do it again in a couple months. I do think starting with 16 to 17-hour fast is the way to go. It helps get your body metabolically flexible so it can get through the fast a lot easier. I never had any energy issues, tiredness, or crabbiness. Thank you for coming along on our health journey together. Let me know about your fasting experiences in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss any other health highlights. Until next time, here's to health.